my Cancerian Collective. Welcome to my channel. We're taking a look at what is happening for the Cancerian Collective today. When you find this video, that is when it is meant for you. So it is a timeless reading. I'm going to be channeling Spirit. We're going to look at your energies, current energies, anything that Spirit wants me to share with you, any guidance that you could benefit from at this time on your journey, your soul journey, your human journey. This is a mere phase, a mere period in your eternal existence. You are in the heart of it, and you have come here to experience certain things. You have come here to live this life to the fullest. And right now you're finding yourself exactly where you should be, asking the questions that you should be asking, facing the things that you should be facing, challenges, successes, whatever it may be, wherever you find yourself right now, Cancer. Take a moment and give thanks regardless of the conditions. Okay, we want to look at anything that Spirit wants to bring through that is going to support you at this time, that is going to give you clarity, give you confirmation. You are Source. You are connected to Source. You are a soul, spiritual being living a human experience. You have your guidance system. You know where you are. You know your truth. You know the shadows that you battle. It is not my place to tell you. I am simply here to shine a light on that which is. Okay? To bring you confirmation, to bring you validation, and where you might be a little bit stuck, to help you to recognize that you need to shake yourself loose. So I always ask that you guys welcome your guides and keepers. Thank them for the guidance, the protection, the love, and the support. And ask that they guide you through this reading to help you to know and to recognize which parts of this reading are for you and which is not. If it resonates, claim it without a doubt. If it does not, leave it. It's for someone else. And if it triggers, that's where your work begins. Now, if you're new, I'd like to welcome you into the space. I hope that you enjoy the reading. I hope that you enjoy the energy. I trust that your guides have led you here for reason, with purpose. And if you do enjoy the reading, please don't forget to like and to comment. I love to hear from you guys. I love to receive feedback. To hear how it resonates, if it does not resonate, whatever feels right for you. Okay. Let's begin. We've entered a sacred space. The archangels in the north, south, east, and west have their sacred flames burning. We ask the archangels to guide us through this reading, to bring clarity. I feel, Cancer, that this is an intense time, a deep time. I'm seeing that Spirit is showing me a collective emerged underwater. Not drowning, but if you don't look properly with the right eye, the third eye, the soul eye, you might misunderstand and think that this is a collective that is drowning. They're immersed underwater. Uncomfortable, yes, but not drowning. And there is a light. There is a light rising from beneath them. The water is not choppy, it's not chaotic, it's not frightening, it's calm. So Spirit is saying that, Cancer, you guys are deeply immersed in your emotions at this time, and you might be uncomfortable, but make no mistake, you are not drowning. Okay. anything that you want to share with my Cancerian collective at this time, Spirit? What is it that I need to see? What is it that I need to see for this collective? I'm going to look at what's happening with your general energies. Okay, anything that's coming through here, where you are right now, and then I am going to, thank you, Spirit. You must take care of yourself at this time. You must take care of yourself at this time. Okay, you are doing a deep dive, a sacred journey into the depths of your emotional body. Okay. Something has been, I feel as though you've been feeling stuck. Something seems to not be moving. Okay? Something seems to be still. You want to venture out. You want to experience the world. But for some reason, I'm hearing you're shackled to the basement. So you're in the house, you're shackled to the basement. Now, when I think about a house is symbolic of you, the body. Spirit shows me that everything is perfect and beautiful in the house where guests come, where people can see. But you're symbolically shackled in the basement where nobody goes. And that resonates for me with the vision of this collective of Cancerian that is emerged under the water. What is it that you are processing in the basement of your life? In the basement of who you are, of your life, of your reality, okay? It's a sensitive phase. I do see that for some of you there are members of your tribe, members of your family, members of your people that have gone on a journey that it appears takes them away from you. They are seeking their own belonging. You might have wanted your journey to continue and to move forward in a particular way with these people who I feel are important to you. But you're shackled to your basement, and that's where you need to be right now. Okay? Until you break free, which will happen, they're moving out. So what this means for me is, what Spirit is showing me is that members of your home, members of your household, members of your tribe, members of your team, take it as it resonates, people that you consider to be a part of your community. Now, people, beings, soul beings, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be people, but take it as it resonates. They've released, they've moved out, they've moved away from you. Their journey takes them in another direction. And I see the number 6. This is a spiritually guided journey that also represents letting go. What is it that you are needing to let go of right now? That you may be struggling to let go of right now? Spirit wants you to know and understand that this is not a rejection of you. This is not that you as home is not good enough. This is their soul journey towards the next level of belonging, the next place of belonging. Perhaps where you thought they belong here in this space with you is not really where they belong. They've gone back home. And for some of you have people, loved ones, beings that are moving, they're moving. There's distance, there's a space, there's a gap happening between you. They're moving in a different direction, in a direction that seems to be moving away from you. This is their path towards finding a sense of belonging. All right? You may not see that right now. Okay. What else for my Cancer? Okay. So, some of you are dealing with another Cancer. Some of you are dealing with the Scorpios. That's not necessarily these situations that I'm seeing that you are having to let go of right now. But something might come up in relation to these situations where you might be dealing with a Cancerian or a Scorpio. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to come back to that when that comes up later. I'm looking at what's happening in your energy. I'm looking at what's happening in your journey right now. I'm going to look at a love crossing for those of you who are dealing with someone who would like to receive guidance as to what is happening in the situation. What is any guidance from Spirit? What is it that you should do? I'm going to look at that towards the end of the reading. But right now, I'm just looking at your energy. Okay. And Spirit says the past returns for a time. This is the time we are sort of in a planetary phase right now where there is a revisiting of the past, where people from the past are sort of resurfacing for a particular reason. Okay, so the past returns for a time. Will this return be one that is short-lived or not? We'll see what comes out later in the cards. Okay, what else, Spirit? You can achieve great things. This is a period of time where you're able to manifest, create, and achieve great things, right? But I don't feel, Cancer, for you that it feels like a very favorable time. I don't feel like it feels that way for you. And I think that's why this message is coming through, is Spirit wants you to be aware. There are things in that basement that you want to uncover. For some of you, you need to reconsider your alliances and make new connections. For some of you, these people or situations that seem to be moving out, and it could be a Cancerian, as I said, could be a Scorpio for some of you, but I feel that for some of you, you can feel there is a disconnect in a relationship. There are certain things that you're having to let go, and Spirit is saying you should reconsider your alliances and make new connections. There are some connections, situations that do not belong where you are. They have value, they have had value for a long time, but they no longer belong here where you are. Okay. There is a call for complete commitment. What is it that you have been slacking upon? What is it that you need to commit to? You know, sometimes on our journey a path lights up. That feels good. That gives us a sense of comfort. That gives us a sense of peace and happiness. And often that is the hardest path to commit to. We so easily fall into our old habits, and with the illusion that, we need to do life. We need to do life. Life is like breathing. You do it. It's automatic. Every day that you get to wake up, that you draw breath, that you get to be in this body, you are doing life. The quality to which you are doing it varies, but you are doing life. And I see this so often where there is a propensity, a habit of struggling for little gasps of air that feel like ease. And then when we do find that path, because we've asked for it, we've called out for peace, for ease, for happiness, that things must just not be so difficult, so hard. And then a path lights up and we walk it for a bit. It feels easy, it feels peaceful, it feels light. And suddenly a whole lot of things that we've been waiting for comes into our reality. You can achieve great things, right? But then once we have it, we're so overwhelmed with the responsibility of now having all of this wondrousness that's come into our experience. The ideal relationship, or that wonderful new friendship, or that new position, or the car you've been wanting to manifest for a while, or more freedom in your career, more money. You have it now, and then you say, what's next? Well, now I need to make this more. I need to make this last. I need to make this better. I need to get into making this work when it's already working. And we make work of things, it's a habit. And we introduce effort. And the practices that helped us to get to that place, the practices upon that path that helped us to get to that place, we're too busy for them now. They're not important anymore. I was saying to a coaching client of mine the other day, I said, yes, it's great that you're living this life. You deserve it. You have manifested it. You have done the work. You have done the easy work of letting this in. Now, be mindful not to become preoccupied by the notion that you need to micromanage it, because it has a life of its own. It is you. You are enough. It came into your experience through you knowing and understanding on this path that you are enough. Do not neglect your self-care, because all of this comes from that foundation. And yes, you don't get the same high that you get from everything else you've achieved out there, where you're getting validation and recognition. Self-care, sitting down and doing your meditation, doing your journaling, doing your processes, reading your books, taking quiet time, taking a moment to go still, to speak to spirit, to connect to source on a subject before making a decision. Nobody comes and pats you on the back and says, hey, this is great. How did you achieve this? No one's there. That is the work that is done between you and you, where you get no external validation. So you don't get the same high, you don't get the same hit from buying that boat, from getting that promotion, from manifesting that position, from creating the great art, writing the book, um, manifesting that relationship that everybody admires. You don't get the same hit. Be mindful of your ego. Nothing wrong with all of those things. We are here to experience those things. But remember, what gives birth to that is that process, that relationship between me and between I and self that nobody sees. And that's what's coming up for me here. Spirit is calling for complete commitment, and Spirit is showing me you tied to the basement. The basement looks clean to me. Nice boxes, you can go through them for interest's sake. It's not a dirty, messy basement, but you're shackled there for some reason. The basement is symbolic of you, the depth of your emotion, the depths of who you are. And Spirit is saying, you are being made, you are made to be still right now, because you're also being taught not to chase after, not to try to fix, not to hold on to that which needs to be let go of. And you need to find that resolve that reminds you that your commitment is owed only to self. Spirit and angelic confirmation. You might have been seeing the number 4 everywhere around. It might have been popping out to you. That is, I'm seeing a lot of 4s. That is your confirmation. And Spirit says an elder will teach you. Okay. What else? Oh. I've got this beautiful card. You see the stalks making the nest, making it nice and cozy for this golden egg. See that? But it came out in the reverse for you. You can achieve great things right now. This golden egg. Why is it in the reverse? Why are you shackled in your basement? Nothing wrong with it. Might be uncomfortable. You might be saying, I can feel like there's something that needs to come to life. There's something that I need to give life to. Why do I feel so stuck? There is a commitment here that is very, very intimate and personal to your own journey that you are needing to take another look at. Perhaps need to re-establish, and for some of you need to establish for the first time. Some of you have not established this commitment. I'm going to pull another card on that. Okay. Some uncomfortable things have been happening in the household, and look at that, there's another number 4. Okay. Number 4, beautiful angel number. And then I've got these 2 messenger cards that fell out together. See, I've got the birds. This card represents people around you. You can consider them friends. Chirping. They have input. They have a coin to add to whatever or about whatever's happening in your life. And then I have the owls, which is symbolic of messengers, wise messengers, the elders, the ancestors, the spirit guides. Okay, messages coming through from the wise ones. So they both fell out sideways for me. It's not in the reverse. This lets me know it's not that you're not hearing them. You are listening. But perhaps there is a conflict between the guidance, the advice, the input, the opinions that you are giving, that you are giving airtime to, perhaps exposing yourself to, and that comes through from spirit. Or perhaps you're just misunderstanding the correlation, but there's something here that these messages are, you're receiving them in a sideways manner. Okay, you might be misinterpreting something. And I feel as though there are choices right now that are not comfortable for you to make, or that you've been putting off. All right, so let's see here. Complete commitment. Right. So what Spirit is showing me is there is a part of you that holds an innocence, that dares to dream, that dares to hope, that has a vision, that sometimes you catch this part of you daydreaming about what could be. You're not willing to fully give space to this, to fully believe it. There's still some apprehensive, I feel an apprehensive energy, like maybe that's not meant for me. Maybe that's child's play, fairy tales. If you believe it's only fairy tales, that's all it can ever be. You don't know if it's worth rolling the dice. You're not fully committed to your vision. You are not fully committed to your vision of your future. And I feel like there's fear and there is doubt that is at the heart of it. You're not fully committed to, Spirit says, Cancer, when you dream it, when you daydream it and it feels good, and you sweat and you look at that daydream and you say, oh, maybe that's not possible. It's like Spirit shows me giving you a picture of what is already happening in another realm, or oh my goodness, where's this word? Timeline. It's already happening in another timeline. Spirit is giving you a picture of what is already happening in another timeline. Now is the time for you to merge with that timeline. You take the picture and you burn it, because you think it's a picture of somebody else's life, or it's a picture that's been photoshopped. It cannot be real. Okay. You've got to choose a door to go through. You've got to choose a door to go through here. Look at this. Okay. You've gone up the staircase. You're all the way at the top. Now you just have to choose a door. You look out through them, and Spirit is saying none of these doors, none of these pathways are going to be bad. Just choose one and line up with it fully. There is commitment that is being called for here. And only you will know how that resonates. Only you will know. Right, let's see. Let's see what's happening in this crossing for my Cancerian collective. I want to take a look at what's happening for my Cancerian collective who's dealing with someone or has dealt with someone. They have a connection. There is an energetic connection. And my Cancer wants to know what's happening here. What is it that they need to know with regards to this crossing in life? What is it that my Cancer needs to know with regards to this person that they have on their mind? Looks as though you're waiting for something. Or it could be your person, because this is your person's energy that I'm wanting to pull here. Thank you, Spirit. Tell me what the current energy is with this person. Tell me what the current energy is with this person. This person is in some sort of hermit mode. Waiting for something, but they're in a hermit mode. This person is dealing with something at the moment. A little bit withdrawn. Just in their own energy. There is a bit of a blockage here. Not in the way that something like, oh, something's wrong blocking them from moving forward. It's as if there is a window. So it's not a door where they can't see out, it's a window. But they're only able to see a particular area. I feel as though this person's capacity is limited at the moment, for whatever reason. What's happened in the past year? Okay, so this person... I feel as though this person saw this possibility, saw this opportunity, saw this gift, and kept wondering if this is really heaven sent. Is this really what I think it is? This person is questioning this cup here that is presented to them pertaining to you. I feel as though this person kept looking at it, wondering, is this... Am I being misled? Is this what I think it is? Okay. Am I being misled? What's moving out of the way here? Okay, there is something that needs to move out of their energy, out of their experience, that it seems to not be wanting to move. And that might be what is limiting in this person's capacity, because this is the Judgment card and it's in reverse. Okay, a judgment call has been made, a karmic cycle has been closed, something needs to move out of their life experience, something needs to move out of the equation, but it's refusing to do so. It's not wanting to budge. How is it that this person feels about my Cancerian at this time? Okay, this person feels left out in the cold, or they feel as though you may feel left out in the cold. There is an energy of, I know that it will probably be favorable for me. I know that if I move in this direction towards my towards this Cancerian, towards my Cancerian, that I will be happier, that I will be comfortable, that I will be warmer. But for some reason, they are not doing it. They either feel like you're not welcoming, they don't have, that the opportunity is not there, or they are wandering around in the cold, intentionally. Okay. What is it that this person thinks of my Cancerian? This person thinks that something needs to come to an end. There's definitely, okay, so what I'm seeing here is, I'm seeing the energy of somebody deliberately avoiding the situation. Because there is something that is meant to leave their experience, leave their life, that is refusing to do so for some reason. And this is clouding a lot of their, this is what's consuming a lot of their focus and energy. Something needs to come to an end, so that there needs to be a death that takes place for a rebirth to take place. Now, your person's reason for avoiding this, what Spirit shows me straight up, is that because of whatever the weight is of this situation that is supposed to be leaving their experience, they've just, all they can focus on is closing out whatever the situation is, so that they can be independent, so that they can be single. This person has fantasized about being free from the burdens and the weight of relationship, being able to just focus on themselves for such a long time that is all they can think of. They are not at that place. Think about it this way. You have a home. You've welcomed someone into your home, given them a place to stay. They became a housemate from hell. You didn't have the courage to tell them to leave initially. You were hoping that they would just realize that things are not working and they'll do it on their own. Eventually things got so uncomfortable, you had to tell them to leave. Then they come up with a million different excuses about, you know, they say they're going to leave next week, and then something else, some excuse comes up, some story comes up, and now it's just been months. All you can think about is having your space. There's no way that you are advertising for a new housemate. You're just thinking maybe having a housemate is a mistake. This is the energy that I'm feeling from this person pertaining to a relationship. I feel like this is a situation that might be a little bit, that you might feel this person is a little bit closed off or blocked off towards you, and you don't understand why. Or they're not blocked off towards you, but you're wondering why they're not as open to you, as inviting to the possibility of having your energy in their life, as would make sense to you. This is where this person's at. I hope that the way that I'm explaining it makes sense. Okay. Is this going to move? Is this person going to move? I did get a King of Swords energy, so it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or they could have that in their chart. As I said earlier on, I do feel a Scorpio energy for some of you. Let's see what's going to happen here. Because you're probably wondering at this point, should I even waste my time? Well, home is not very comfortable for this person right now. They'd rather be, for them, the cold seems like freedom, seems pretty good. And that's not the truth. That's not what they want. It's just that. And you know what home is symbolic of. So it's just become uncomfortable for them. There is a situation here that this person needs to move out of their reality, out of their experience altogether. What is it that works in favor for my Cancerian in this situation? They are waiting, looking towards something here, but at the same time they're just cut off. Their capacity is just for self-preservation at the moment. Spirit says what works in your favor is that this person is not this person has the energy of trusting source and taking a leap of faith towards what feels right. But right now, this person is not willing to do that. The Fool came out in reverse. You might think that that's what you want, but right now, that's what works in your favor. Tell me about this external influence here that is creating this overwhelming sense of burden. All right, so this could be, I've got the Hierophant that's come out here. This could be an organization, it could be a family, okay? It could be expectation from a family, it could be expectation from an institution. It could be that there are fundamental changes taking place in this person's life right now with regards to maybe closing out a chapter in an area where they feel they've had a sense of commitment and there's been expectation and a sense of obligation towards something or someone here. Doesn't have to be another person. It can be where there, it can be a different dynamic. It can be an institution, an organization. It can be family, okay? What is this person hoping for? What is this person hoping for deep down? This person is hoping that their fire, their passion, that their passion towards life and what the things that mean, that they value, that's a new energy, a new passionate energy comes into the experience. I feel like they're hoping for new. But that flame is not very bright. This situation is all consuming right now. Outcome here. Okay. Justice. The outcome here is justice. It'll be favorable for both you and for this person. That is all that Spirit is saying. Things will come into balance. Trust that however things unfold here is exactly the way that they should be. Don't look towards a specific outcome of this person, of things suddenly changing and this person coming towards you, or of this person just moving in a different direction. Take your focus away from a definitive outcome here and just trust Source. And trust that the way that things are right now is exactly the way that they should be. This person is not taking this leap of faith towards you. This person is not just leaping off of the edge here away from whatever and saying, oh, well, you know, I'm going to leap, I'm going to jump. They sort of have their head in the sand, hoping that everybody's going to do the right thing here. I feel that at some point they're going to realize that they can't stick around and wait for that. They're just going to have to do what's right for them. But they're going to have to realize that in their own time, and I don't feel that it's right now. This person's dealing with things that I feel are hidden from you. You can't really comprehend this. You don't really know what's going on in this person's life. Do yourself a favor and just know that this is exactly where they should be, and it works in your favor, and justice is the outcome. Okay, let's get some final advice. It's not always easy to just focus on yourself. Take comfort in knowing that things are exactly the way they should be. Everybody's exactly where they should be. And only the things that are meant for you are going to make their way towards you. Sometimes we sit and we we cross our fingers to see if something changes, if something moves. It's like sitting looking at the clock just to just check. Is the little, is the hand moving? You don't need to do that. You know that time keeps moving. Whether the batteries in the clock has stopped working or not. Why is it that we do that with certain areas in our lives? A connection that we're hoping will move in a particular direction. We sort of watch and see the person's behavior, watch and see what's going to come next, watch and see someone. I haven't spoken to anyone romantically for 2 months. Does this mean I'm going to be single forever? No, don't be ridiculous. Focus on what is in front of you. Focus on you. And I think this goes back to commitment. Commit to yourself. We've got to recommit to ourselves on a daily basis. I've got to date me. I've got to check in with me and say, Elif, would you like to go for a walk in the park? Or do you feel like doing something today? Nope. I'll say, okay. Well, just stay here and do nothing until you feel better. And in the meantime, I just want to love you and thank you for being who you are. Not sitting and evaluating the value of my life and the purpose of my life because at this stage in my life, should I have this and I don't have that and I don't have that. And stop looking at what's missing. Stop looking at what's missing. Nothing is missing from your life. The signs are with you already. There's the number 4 again. The number 4, go and research that number. I've got the number for 1. I've got it many times. 2, 3, 4, 5 times here. No, 6 times. The number 4, I think 7 times. Keeps coming out. And don't preoccupy yourself with ghosts. If the person's not here, don't give them more airtime than they deserve. Why is your energy over there with somebody or something that is not here? Everything that is here is of value. You are of value. Focus on what is here in front of you. You're healing from heartache. You cannot mend a broken heart by constantly going back, revisiting that movie of how everything fell apart, You've got to, yes, be gentle with yourself. You've got to, yes, acknowledge your feelings, but do it in a focused, productive way where you are focusing on the subject in a way that moves you forward and gives space to the more that's coming into your experience. This is a time for spirit. And some things are transitioning to the spirit realm, okay? There are some things there are some situations, some very, very important relationships that you've had to let go of, that's had to transition back home, back to where they belong. And so you do need to mend your broken heart about that, okay? But you can only heal this by being present to this. Be here, you deserve it. Recommit to yourself, recommit to your vision, okay? Remember why you entered into these agreements, into these relationships. And then focus on that. Focus on the value and allow it to transition, to change, to evolve and remain beautiful. Okay, that's your message, Spirit. Cancer. I feel like all of your guides, came through for you today. So much love here for you. An elder will teach you. This is not an easy time for you, so it requires some, clear communication, which to just help you to snap out of those old habits. Remember, you already have the tools, you already know how to do this. When you go into meditation in that basement, symbolically speaking, and you take out all the pictures and you make a set an intention to only focus on the good memories and the love, to not allow yourself to feel sadness, and this sounds horrible because it's not good to tell people not to feel their sadness. Receive it, allow it to resonate as it is meant. Give life to everything, all that you value, all that will always be a part of you. Like relighting a candle. By holding active only the value and the good memories. That is going to help you to not use these experiences as an excuse to break your promises to yourself. To allow it to be the building blocks upon which you step forward towards your tomorrow in a lighter, more beautiful way. And when you sit in the basement and you do that, eventually you will move around collecting boxes and it will click. I'm no longer shackled. I went into meditation the other evening, dealing with my own grief. I have had a connection with my spirit baby for years, knowing that he was coming into this time-space reality at some point, trying to prepare for it, trying to work through the various blockages, trying to create space. And I was blessed to conceive. And after many years of waiting, I felt like all of my dreams had come true. Already feeling so much love for the soul, feeling like it doesn't matter, nothing else matters, because I'm now going to have bring into fruition this connection, the soul that has been letting me know that soon he will come through me to experience this life and allow me to experience it through him in various ways. And everything was falling into place. And then he decided not to come back into the body, and I miscarried. And it was a nightmare. And it's not easy. It's not easy when you feel like your world is shattered because your vision of your future is completely obliterated. To still hold on to that which you believe, to your values, to your principles, to your relationship with yourself, which is now the foundation of your happiness and everything that you've built. When you feel like that which has become the basis of your joy is gone, it's not easy to give life to it. in its different form. But you have got to be stubborn about it. You have got to not be wishy-washy about what you believe. You have to decide what you believe, and you've got to line up with it. Even on the days when your heart is broken. Because nothing dies. Everything continues. And that beauty is still there. And some days it'll be harder to find things to value. But if that is your focus, your primary focus, you will find it. And the other day, after, not sleeping, I struggle with insomnia just just because of so much happens energetically on the planet that I'm up at night, and with this, obviously, it's just intensified, and and the other evening in meditation, this weight was just suddenly lifted off of me, and I felt like my world was okay again. Slowly, as I go through my processes, as I've been going through them, as I've been reaching for my cork to my head to just bob above the surface of the water so I can breathe. It's gotten easier, and the other evening, I think it was, I don't know which day it was, but I was in meditation, and the masters just said, you don't have to fix this. Nothing is broken. You're not broken. Nothing is broken. Nothing is wrong. Your human body, your human mind will not understand. Hand it over to spirit. Your soul knows what to do, but you've got to be willing to release it. And it's as if this boulder was just lifted off of me. And it doesn't have to make sense. It's a process. But suddenly I felt okay. And I felt okay in my world again. So, yes, I would have liked for things to be different. But the truth is, when I look at the bigger picture, they are perfect. They are always perfect. And my human mind and my body, the part of me that is human, will never understand. And I need to be gentle with the part of me that is human. But the part of us that is soul does. And you have to remember that is the basis of your journey. You cannot slack on your commitment to your relationship with soul. Make time to have that conversations. Make time for your meditations. Make time for your processes. Make time to go still. Make time to be with the part of you that is source. And listen. Life is not going to be perfect. In the sense that from one day to the next, everything's just going to happen exactly the way that you want. But there are more moments, and there is a lot more well-being, and there's a lot more value in our reality than not. Regardless of the condition, I am not robbed of my capacity to love my child, the soul child who is now a part of my spirit team. My capacity to love is not being taken from me. But if I keep focusing on what I perceive to be lost, I cannot be in that place and in the place of loving that soul. So I make the choice. Make the choice. Love and light. I'll chat to you guys next time.